Morning guys, today's going to be interesting. An incident. Morning. Hello guys. Sorry I'm late. We were watching you. Were you? So I've had a right result with the flooring. It's like really good. So look at that. Give it a little give it a little white. It's going to look really good that, because we were originally thinking about carpet, but actually it's far better to have the wooden floor. Cut the rugs in there, look really good. So I'm back home. I've got to look after the dogs this afternoon because Sarah's going out and the puppies can't really be left on their own because they have to be taken out of the crate once every kind of 2 hours or something like that. So I may be able to nip out, but I can't really go out and do anything major outside. UPS has just come as well, so this little box, kind of think I know what it is, but let's have a look. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Oh, I've got to get rid of these pink scissors. So this, my friends, is the speed controller for the e-bike. So we've got speed controller, we got throttle. They've sent me a half throttle, it's like half one, and 3-position switch on there, I think, for setting the different speeds. We've got yeah, and the other parts of the main throttle, and a USB program lead for the controller. That's all there. I was planning on going to the bike shop actually because the shock turned up as well, the rear shock, which they've been waiting for. They couldn't really do anything without that, so that turned up yesterday, and I've got a text from them saying that they're going to start the build. So I was planning to go there today and check that out, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to because it is absolutely bucketing down outside and I can't really go out for too long either. Come on! Talking about drones on the radio
into each other in the skies. When this sort of thing tumbles out of the...
You're writing me a list.
When this load of washing's done, it needs to go in the dryer with this pile, not that, in the dryer, okay? What's in the machine now?
Okay. Right, so they all went out and it's got loads and loads of editing to do, loads and loads of video editing to do. This vlogging every day malarkey is just like, it's crazy, honestly. I don't know how people do this. Obviously I think I'll get quicker if I keep doing editing. I'll get much quicker at it, but oh god, it takes so long, it's so time consuming. So for those that are watching that don't quite get the vlogging thing, basically what it is, I'm editing yesterday's footage. So basically what happened yesterday gets released a day later. That's how it works. So effectively that's what I'm doing, but to make it even more confusing, I'm just editing today's one as well, because I come up with this thing where I'm just like, have I shot enough, have I actually filmed enough? And I think the one that you saw yesterday basically, you know, was a little bit short, so I need to think of more things to put in, or basically just need to like film more and stuff. So hopefully they're getting better anyway, guys. I appreciate the support and stuff. People are putting comments and things in and giving it a thumbs up. It's all really good, and it all kind of encourages me to do more. So yeah, thanks for that. Anyway, I'm getting really hungry now, so I think I might order a pizza. I think that's got to be done. Earlier on, me and one of my friends, just get some light in it. Yeah, earlier on, one of my friends, Michael from the radio, we were doing a bit of an experiment with the Hytera PD375, like the DMR radio. So I've lent him one of those, and I'm just trying to. Where did I put the Hytera? What the idea was, he lives, I don't know, probably it's over a mile, probably about a mile-ish or so, I'd say, away from here. So what we were going to do is basically do a test. He's never used DMR before, so it was going to be quite interesting. So what I did earlier on was get my X1P and give him a shout, and we just had a good old conversation. It really fascinates me how this works so well. You know, he was trying on a Bayo thing, and he was having lots of problems on UHF, yet DMR, not any issues at all. Anyway, whilst I was here, I just noticed the Phantom battery, the battery for the drone's actually charged up. Charges really quickly actually on this charger. This is just literally the charger. And then you've got this like multi-connector. I presume this is like a balancing type connector. So like it charges each cell in the pack individually, or at least balances it anyway. And then you've got this this connector here, which is actually for the radio control. So you can actually charge a battery and the transmitter on the same charger. It's really, really neat, this system. I really, really like it. You know, it's just very, very well thought out. Pizza's ordered. God, I'm starving. I literally haven't eaten since this morning. Sort out the dog's dinner as well. Here they come. You want your dinner as well? Good boys. The idea is... I beg your pardon. The idea is that you eat it in your bowl. Alright, the vlog's exported. Need to check the pizza tracker. Quality check. Hello, mate. Thanks very much. This is much needed. Oh man, really wanted to fly the drone tonight. There's a gap of blue sky over there, Might be lucky. So whilst I'm waiting for this rain to stop, because I think it will stop, because there's quite a lot of blue sky in the distance and all the clouds are moving away from it. I've had a few comments on social media, on Twitter, about this drone. This one is the DJI Phantom 4. It's the latest one from DJI, and I've not had many of the other ones, so I haven't really got a lot to compare it to, but it is a massive step up from the one that I was using before, because that was just really a toy. This is kind of the real deal, obviously, for, I'd say, for kind of professional camera work, really. Some of the video quality I'm getting off of this is easily as good as, you know, it's easily broadcast quality. So, I mean, that's in my mind anyway. It's definitely professional. So yeah, you get obviously the drone like this. It comes in this really cool box, which is really, really sturdy. It's like sort of styrofoam, but very, very flexible. So it will take a knock, and then everything's sort of in there. And then basically, what I like about this as well is you've got, obviously, you can see there's no propellers on here. Basically, you get the propeller and you just put it on the top like that, and then you just twist it on, and that's it. It's on, believe it or not, and that won't come off because it's twisting against the speed that it actually travels, so it won't fly off. So it's super quick to stick the propellers on, which makes it really easy to sort of carry about, because you haven't got to have all the propellers on when you're carrying it around. Really, really nice touch, that. So next you can just put the battery in. Battery's got like a fuel gauge there, and you know, basically you can just see what your state of charge is on the battery before you begin, and you just plug this into the charger if you need to, and then that just goes in and just clicks in like that, and that's the actual drone ready. So next thing you've got to do after that is sort out your transmitter. Now you can use an iPhone or you can use an Android phone, either way, but basically I mean, I originally thought they connected to the transmitter by Wi-Fi, but you actually have to use your sync cable, like your iTunes cable or your charge cable, which is good because that's very reliable. Now this little button on the top, you just press and that rises up. You get these little things that pop, little stand things that pop out, Now that's for basically using like an iPhone, because you can use an iPad as well. This will literally go as big as an iPad to fit it on. So you can just get your phone adjusted in there, and then you take your sync cable and just basically plug that in one side of the phone there. You can slide about. You've got to avoid the volume buttons as well, because you might catch those with the stand, which you don't want that to be doing. And then on the back of the transmitter, you've got like a USB port. So there's your USB port, and you just basically plug your sync cable into that. Then what you should really do is make sure your antennas, you can see those from the other side, but make sure your antennas are actually pointing the correct way. Really, ideally, you just want them kind of out like that. I found they work pretty well like this, so I'm going to do more tests to see if it can be improved or anything like that. But I haven't really run into any problems with it like this. So I think general rule of thumb, as long as they're not touching anything or touching each other, you should be alright for kind of the signal getting to the drone. So that's that. And then you just basically push your button once on there and then hold it again. This is generally the sort of theme about turning things on. Push it once and then push it again and hold it. It's kind of like a fail-safe thing, I suppose, so you're not going to turn something off by accident. And then you can launch your DJI Go app like that. Now that instantly connects to the transmitter. The drone is not on yet. Now, you know, really for safety reasons, you probably shouldn't turn the drone on with the propellers or anything like that unless you've actually got this side on. Right, so at the moment I'm inside. It's raining a bit outside, so I'm not going to do this outside yet. But you can just turn the drone on. So you push it once and then push it again, and you hear the fan start up actually inside, and then you get like a bit of a sort of launching sequence, and then you start getting all the flashing lights going as well, which looks pretty cool on this silver rug. But yeah, you probably shouldn't really do this in your living room or whatever for the first time. Just need to be in an outside open space. But I'm not going to fire up the motors or anything on this just yet. So on the app, it's now saying it's aircraft connected just there, and you can just hit camera, and then this will bring up your full head-up display. So it gives you a little bit of information about the status of the aircraft and stuff, how you can calibrate it and all of that. And there you go. That's what you see when you're flying, basically. So you've got a map down the bottom which shows you whereabouts you are. You can expand that as well, so you can make that the whole screen, so you can find out exactly where the aircraft is, which is just so cool. And then you've got all your kind of telemetry stuff at the top. So you've got battery gauge, the battery level of the actual drone, HD signal, radio control signal, GPS signal, and then you've got like the ultrasonic sensors, or the front facing sensors for collision avoidance. And then I don't know what that is, but this thing's something to do with flight modes. I'm still learning on this, but there's a hell of a lot of stuff to go through. And then you've got safe to fly non-GPS, so basically it hasn't got a GPS fix, so you can fly it but it won't have GPS. And then you've got your critical information down here, like your height, your speed, your level above ground, and all sorts of stuff like that. And then your camera controls on the right hand side there. And then you've got these things here where it literally it will do a takeoff for you, you know, return to home, and also sort of other flight modes as well. So I'm going to shut the drone down. So you push it once and then push it again, and then that just basically turns it off, and then you lose your signal here. Everything still stays up, but you just lose all the information. And I'm going to see if it's stopped raining yet. Right, it's pretty much stopped raining, so I can give it a little go. So guys, I did a little kind of mission around my local neighbourhood. I went quite far a couple of times, and because of my little courtyard garden, it's quite small to kind of take off from, but it seemed to sort of work fine. It just basically took itself off. When I just put the throttle, it just went straight up, so it didn't have any problems. It was bleeping actually at the beginning. It was bleeping at the start to say I was quite close to the walls, but there was a couple of metres all round it, so it proves that does work in that way. But I did have a bit of a hairy landing because I was quite far away, and I thought I'm going to bring it back. So I thought I'll use the return to home feature. Oh no! First of all, I thought I would try and fly back and then angle the camera right down, so that basically you're looking at what you're gonna, what you're gonna land on. It's a bit like looking down out of a helicopter kind of thing. That sort of stuff. But because it's quite difficult if you've got the camera facing forward to see where you are when you're quite high. It takes a bit of experience, I think. And then I kind of got a bit of an iffy signal, which didn't really happen throughout most of the flight. It was basically just a little bit shaky at one point. So I thought, I panicked, and I just thought I'm just going to hit the return to home button. Did that, and it came back, but it didn't look like it was going to land in the same place. I think it may have been like a couple of metres out, which of course brings it dangerously close to the wall. So I kind of took control of it as it was coming back, but I forgot you can actually just completely pause the process. So when you pause it, it just stops where it is and it'll just hover there. That's what I should have done, because it was coming down and I was kind of moving it left and right to actually get it where I wanted it, and it was the opposite way round as well. So you're talking about trying to navigate something where the controls are all the other way around. So my heart was beating a little bit fast there, but I think a few hours of practice on the little mini drone thing that I've got really paid off there. It probably saved me this drone. But good fun, really, really good fun. So cool. When I was coming down, I could hear some people outside going, "Oh, it's coming down, it's coming down." So they must have heard it overhead. But it's shockingly brilliant, shockingly brilliant. Anyway, I'll end the vlog now and catch you again soon.